Kira has lost. Light Yagami has been defeated, but why weren't we happy with that ending? Did we all just want Light to win? Majority of the audiences from Death Note were rooting for Light Yagami. Yes, one of those reasons is because the entire show is centered around our main protagonist, Light. So we come to like him with Light, and we go to comfort with him due to all the challenges he faces. So of course, there are biases we have for the character's moral choices. Honestly, I don't believe we've only sided with Light because of the spotlight of the show being centered around him. Some of us may agree with Light's beliefs. And yes, I am saying beliefs with an S at the end, because Light's beliefs doesn't stray from one path.
Last night in the West Tokyo Penitentiary, Naoki Korotsukayama, originally sentenced to 15 years for armed robbery, is reported to have died of a sudden heart attack at the age of 32. This is just the most recent death in a steadily growing number of cases involving inmates dying.
This is unbelievable. Criminals are dropping like flies lately.
It's a little scary, but at the same time, it's kind of cool.
Yeah, just make sure you don't do anything bad.
I wouldn't be surprised if the police were behind this.
No way. The police don't have that kind of power. Don't you know about him?
Huh? About who?
Kira. You know, Kira.
I wonder who's going to be killed next.
Yeah, I don't know how these people do it. When I inserted the clip, I had to trim it. It was a big ass clip, bro. This was a big clip. I trimmed it. Motherfucker, it left a watermark. Do you see the watermark on the bottom left? And I try to I try to invert it, just like, God forbid to get copyrighted. I don't own the, oh, to be disclosed, I do not own this video or this from the clip. Yeah, right? Do I have to say that? I'm pretty sure, yeah. No copyright is right. You know what I'm saying? Oh my god, this is difficult, bro. And I'm just trying to evaluate, evaluate, is that the word? Or am I just trying to stain evidence for you guys? I really gotta think about my words before I say it. Okay, anyways. As you see in the early episodes of Death Note, their world being much similar to our own, obviously not a full-blown copy of it, ordinary people like us, not with supernatural or superhuman strength that you see in other shonen or animated shows. These people in the world of Death Note begin to see the criminals of many types dying from heart attacks. As a common thing, their society begins to question the limits of these deaths. To these questions not being capable of being answered by their government, police force, or reporters, society is left with one thing, and that is to fill the gaps for themselves. Sounds familiar? Bet it does. As a collective, the society in Death Note concludes the murders are being held by a single individual with the power to do so. With this being assumed, there begins to be a major amount of people that believes if this single individual has the power to do so, then his choices make it righteous. The society forms a name for this powerful individual, that being Kira. Coincidentally, this powerful individual, like Yagami, notices that these people that led their beliefs towards him. This helps pursue Light's beliefs of being a god of the new world. And with many more to follow in his later years, helps justify Kira's actions and path for himself. This doesn't only stand for the society in Death Note, but also us as audiences, as we get to see an intelligent human being able to have abilities that reckon similar to a god. We can assume we're just entertained by the obstacles Light overcomes, but a part of us deeply believes Light is right, and if he isn't being stopped, then maybe he's right. With this statement, I want to start off with the first question for today's video being, what would you do with a Death Note for 24 hours? Nearing the end of the show, Light Yagami picks up a follower named Mikami, who he gives the Death Note to, and allows him to act as Kira momentarily. Light does this to escape from anyone finding out he is Kira again. With that brief summary of Mikami placement, we can reel back into his character, as Mikami is very significant to see the standpoint their world has on Kira, and how us as audience has a viewpoint of Kira. Mikami had carried out Light's command to use the Death Note because of his worship towards Kira. It's not only Mikami who has his worship to Kira, but a majority of the world has fallen to Kira's justice. The people of Death Note notice that Kira's massacre has not stopped over the years, so imagine being placed in that position. A world where one person has been allowed to be judge, jury, executioner. And to your knowledge, this mysterious person is doing this supernaturally? Yeah, I would have been folded. I would have been like, oh yeah, Kira's right. Anyways, where even governments fall to stop pursuing this person. At that point, we as people would fall to feeling powerless to an over, pardon, to assume God. With all remaining, this God wouldn't feel to be assumed anymore, only to be believed as one. We all know that Light starts his journey in battle being Kira by himself at the beginning of the show, but as I told you, people worship Kira, and before Mikami there was Milano-Manny. This woman was given her own death note and a Shinigami present her extra life to live long and full. But as many others, Milano-Manny joined Kira's justice early on, way early on, and sided with him to the very end, the bitter end at that.
Ryuk, you should check this out.
Huh?
Websites like this are popping up everywhere lately.
The Legend of Kira the Savior. Huh. Sounds pretty cool. Is this about you?
Yeah, I think they've taken the name Kira from the English word killer. Can't say I'm too happy about that, but it looks like that's the name they've decided to give me. When I search the word Kira, I'm pulling up tons of sites just like this one. The media hasn't picked up on it. They're still calling this a succession of unexplained deaths among the world's most hardened criminals. But the people of the world can already sense that there's something happening. They know there's someone out there passing righteous judgment.
Oh?
Human beings are like that, Ryuk. Although this would probably never happen in school, let's say that students were asked to discuss all understand what's happening. Someone's making the bad guys disappear one by one. Those who have done no wrong are cheering for Kira in their hearts because they have nothing to fear, while those who have done wrong are on the run. They're forced to hide from an unknown enemy. This is how it should be. It's perfect. Everything is going just like I planned.
Light is right in that scene. People wouldn't express how they truly feel. Through time itself, communication between humans has been one of the biggest factors for us. Through history, our generation now has been given the most capabilities to communicate and express ourselves, which we would assume that we would all feel comfortable to expressing or sharing our ideologies, right? No, not at all, not at all. To the unfortunate, that isn't true. Many of society follows along with others as sheep and cut themselves to open up. One of the obvious tools for this is social media, which is a whole big ass topic on its own. I'm not even no, that's a big stretch. That's a big stretch. This video would be like 20 minutes long. I don't even think I got the word power to even express how big that is. All right, little continuity error, a little editing error. I meant to ask a question and I did it, but like I mumbled and it was like you couldn't even hear what I'm saying. So the question, I'm gonna be real fast. The question I have is, whose side of justice would you follow, Light's or Kira's? For the people that sides with Light's sense of justice and prefers not to say, truthfully, we understand. It is hard to express that out loud, or maybe a discomfort to do so. And honestly, I see why you would go with Light's sense of justice as well. I mean, this video is literally about that. Light is literally presented with power similar to a god, and his intelligence makes him seem untouchable. And if he did go untouched or victorious, I'm pretty sure full on I would have believed Light's sense of justice to the full extent. But just like us, Light is only human. With this video coming to an end, my lovely, handsome, and beautiful viewers, I would like to run back some of the questions for you to either discuss amongst yourself, friends, family. Shoot, don't even feel afraid to discuss in the comments as well, because I love to engage with others like to a full extent. This is why I'm like speaking now. 1. What would you do with the death note for 24 hours? 2. What side of justice would you stand with? Light's or else? I know this whole video was set on Light's sense of justice and how as us audiences, we would stand with him, but I would love to hear you give your own sense on why would you stand with else. I mean, honestly, I only stood with L for a sense of choice, for a sense of freedom, for a sense of, Yeah, there's many more. See, I can go on. If I feel like I can go on, I feel like you, as beautiful, lovely, handsome viewers, can do so as well.